don't know how many of you guys use Pinterest, but I just got a notification that I should be looking at alien tattoos. Fascinating. I listen, if you want to get an alien tattoo, go the fuck with it. You go ahead and do it. Get yourself an alien tattoo on your elbow, on your arm. Make it a sleeve, bitch. The whole fucking alien. Sigourney Weaver on your elbow while the alien is trying to freaking eat her ass on your sleeve, on your forearm. But, you know, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. I've seen people on Instagram having abduction video, not even videos, just freaking abduction scenarios tattooed on their calves. Who the fuck is going to look at that? Are you aware that 3/4 of the year, no one's going to see that shit? No one. This is UFO Buster Radio, episode 288 of the UFO Buster Radio Network News. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys might not believe it, but I appreciate every single listener from Germany, Spain, Japan, China, Russia, Canada, US, Australia, and this really should be a country of its own. New York City, the Bronx, Yonkers, Queens. And as of lately, in my recent experience, if you live in Texas, that's a whole fucking different country. Houston, El Paso, San Antonio, Dallas, Louisville, Denton. I'm telling you, those places, they need to just put in their bid to get the fuck away from the country and start their own shit. Texas is fucking huge. And you know this because if you look on the Google Maps, you will see that Texas alone is bigger than most of the fucking countries in Europe or Africa. The shit is freaking huge. You literally have to traverse the state in double digits in hours. Yeah, that's how long it is to get across from, let's say, El Paso all the way the fuck over to the east side of Texas before you cross to Louisiana. It's a lot of fucking time. This is why the rubber dickers back in the day were saying, hey, we want to annex ourselves from you fuckers. We want to run our own shit because we're Texas. 2019, we know where the fuck that ended up. No, bitch. You're part of the United States and you're going to be that way, whether you like it or not. So go get your barbecue on, go enjoy your Friday night lights, and whatever else you like enjoying after the lights go off. But you will still be part of the United States of America. Hashtag no fucks are given. That is where I reside right now in Texas. UFO Buster Radio Network. I am Manny Moonraker, episode 288. And today we're going to talk about... I gotta laugh. And the reason why I laugh is because I lost a lot of listeners. I'm not going to fuck around with you. I'm going to be honest with you right now. It's a moment. And I wish I had like a moment song. You know, like the violins in the fucking background. People crying and shit like it's a funeral. But there was a time last year, early on, where I lost a lot of listeners just because of Igor Asher Belly and the Asgardians. True story. I'm telling you right now. It's Saturday because I give no fucks, and I'm telling you. After I did my story on Asgardia, and by the way, because I said Asgardia, that was a fucking problem. It's not Asgardia with two S's because that's what I felt it was. It's only one S, basically, and it's not Thor. You're not fucking looking for Thor, so forget about it. If you're trying to join Asgardia, no, it's not Thor. It's not anybody else. It's not Zeus or anybody up there. No, it's not the one you think about. Listen, I know you saw the Avengers recently. And when you hear the word Asgardia, no, it's not it. It's not Endgame. You're not going up against Thanos, for you folks that are across the pond. Because we motherfuckers over here, we say Thanos. Because we're not so enriched in our English. But you guys in the UK and even maybe Ireland, I don't know. Ireland puts a fucking different spin on English. But you guys in the UK who talk about the Queen's proper English, you say Thanos. I don't give a fuck who he is. He's a terrorist. So we blow that bitch up. Any way you slice it. But, you know, there was a hero in that particular movie called Thor who came from Asgardia. He was an Asgardian. Yeah, I'm sorry, but every time that I think about Asgardia, all I see is those guys from, what is it, Saturday Night Live. With the butts on their heads, the aliens with the butts on their heads. Like, that's what I see. Asgardia. 2 S's, fuckers. You go and spell that shit right. It's 2 S's. You're basically a group of people at the end of the large what is it? You know what I mean, the sphincter. Intestines, basically. You are the sphincter of ufology, basically. So you hold on to that shit real tight. I don't care if anyone comes in with some KY jelly, you hold tight. Because you're from Asgardia. You're a champion. You want space to be about humanity. You want people to love space no matter what country they're from. That's Asgardia, basically. Thanks to Igor Etcherbelly. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had a shitload of money, I would give 2 fucks about people wanting to join a group by the name of Asgardia to set a space station in space and make that their own fucking country. No, I'd be having a bunch of Italian cars and a nice home. Because at the time that I'm dead, I'm dead. D-E-A-D, dead. Igor has something else going on. Igor wants people to love him and adore him and worship him way beyond his expiration date. Somebody lift his arm. Look at his expiration date. I almost feel like he's been using his money to keep himself alive. Yeah, Igor should have been expired a long time ago. Did you hear my accent? I say expired. Because I live in Texas, bitches. And that's a true story. Our story today has to have to do with Asgardia. And, you know, about 2-3 weeks ago, I said, anybody heard about Asgardia? Nobody said a word. Nobody said anything about Igor and his cronies that basically live in other countries. And I want to know what happens when it comes to tax season, because they're claiming that they are citizens, not of the country they live in, but of Asgardia. But Thor is not there to save you, not at all. Nor is Loki. Yeah. It kind of sucks for you guys. But it is Saturday, so I have some music to play for you guys. Then we'll get into Asgardia. Because actually the first story and the second story have to do with Igor and his group, the Asgardians. The sad thing is, I couldn't find anything about the future about Asgardia other than rubber dicking us with news that has nothing to do with them, basically. But if you want to be a mayor of some fucking place, like if you live in a shitty little town in Florida, or you live in Rhode Island and you have this little town that basically, if a baby farts, not only does the mayor smell it, but also the sheriff is out to arrest somebody for fucking pollution. Guess what? You might be part of a town that's like Asgardia. Everybody smells that shit. Just drop it. Drop it like it's hot. The first song that I'm going to play for you guys on Saturday, November the 2nd, reminds me of a particular group, band, a single person that sometimes is a little scary. But, apropos, because it is post-Halloween. I like listening to this guy. You guys probably don't even believe that I do. The first person that listens to this podcast and identifies this individual as a person that I think most closely resembles this group that's singing this song that's called World on Fire. I got a couple of koozies and some other shit going your way. But it's up to Bugs, the UFO hunter, to determine who answers first. I'm going to just let you know that. So you better get on the Facebook. You better get on the Facebook group. You better get on the Twitters and Instagram and let me know. Do you know what artist, mainstream artist I'm thinking about when you hear this song? Check it out.
I could
I know you guys were banging your heads to that, but you guys figure out who the hell it is that I thought that song closely mimics in so many ways. A lot of the artists that I play on UFO Radio are folks that are trying to make their name, make their mark. Indie bands that basically still haven't made that leap into superstardom. But I guarantee you, if you guys even listen closely to some of the songs that I listen to, kind of, harbor around in a lot of ways, you'll know who that is. You'll know who that is. Let's get into the news report for today. And again, if you figure it out, you will get a shitload of koozies, at least, at a minimum. The news report for today is actually brought to you by the folks at Asgardia, and not the folks that are guarding you from Thanos, because that's not what they do. No, that's not what they do. There was a particular article as part of 288 that had to do with the fact that Asgardia has a website. We know this because that's how they make their plea for people to become citizens of Asgardia. But they had an article. The article is titled 6 Astronauts Will Live and Stay on the Moon for Up to 2 Weeks Over the Next Decade. And then we take a break for a second because I want you to think about that. What the fuck does Asgardia have to do with fucking astronauts? Right? They were the guys, thanks to Igor Ashabeli, who were saying, we're starting our own fucking space nation. And we're going to take all you rubber dickers who will eventually pay taxes to us besides your own country. And we're going to start a space station. And all you fuckers who are citizens of Asgardia will get to haul your asses up and go to the space station and hang around the Earth because Asgardians are protectors of the planet. Yeah, they're going to police the space area around the planet because Igor has nothing else to do with his fucking money because he's a billionaire, kind of like Deuce Bigelow, the space gigolo, and I'm gonna be honest, Tom DeLonge is not a billionaire. He's a millionaire, not a billionaire, so he ain't got that kind of cha-ching. But Igor does, and Igor decided to start his own fucking nation because he felt that the rest of the countries in the world are bitter bitches and all they're going to do is fight each other. So nothing better than have a bunch of Thor-dressed Asgardians up there wielding hammers and taking names. That's the short of it. That's the synopsis of Asgardia. There's more to it, but the funny thing is that I was out looking for news about SpaceX. Whether or not you figure it out by now. The Moonraker lives, give or take an hour, about 4, from the Boca Chica, Texas situation, where SpaceX right now, to this day, has moved the lower half of the Mark 1 Starship next to the Starhopper to get that test going. The top half, which is kind of like the cone-like, is still getting some things added to it, like the fins. But eventually, it looks like it's going to end up next to the rest of the Starhopper. But that is what I say is the equivalent of the U.S. Space Shuttle program. That is where all the excitement is. It's not Blue Origin. It's not anybody fucking else who talks about having rockets that can come back and land on the planet like it's nothing, like the butters. Like it's landing on a damn barge in the middle of the ocean and hits the landing like it's somebody in some kind of track and field event in the Olympics. No. But what I found when I was looking about SpaceX stories and the situation with life on Mars, microbial life and all this kind of nonsense, I came about this story that talked about the fact that astronauts are looking about to spend about 2 weeks on the moon. And the thing is, I like to look at who's broadcasting the message, who's putting this shit out there. And to my surprise, it was Igor and the crew. Igor Asherbally and the crew. Yeah, that was their story that they put it out. They put it out for the Asgardians to see. So I know it's not very popular because whenever I look for stuff regarding SpaceX and astronauts, the moon, aliens, UFOs, Asgardia is not in the top 10. Probably not even in the top 50. So is this a way for them to keep their constituents informed about what's happening in space news? But for the love of Pete, I could not find any articles about what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, they're reporting about everybody else. They're talking about NASA, SpaceX, everybody else except for Igor. Except for Asgardia. Except for their space station, which apparently is supposed to be their quote-unquote space country. Ain't no shit being reported about that. I mean, that's hush-hush. The article starts as this. Many a great idea never saw fruition for want of determination or funding. It is the plans to resume crewed missions to the moon with the Artemis program in 2024. NASA certainly doesn't lack determination. Igor, what the fuck do you lack? But I digress. However, the U.S. Congress seems reluctant to approve funding at the Lunar Exploration Analysis Group annual meeting yesterday. NASA scientists John Connolly and Niki Werkheiser discussed the potential the next decade holds for space exploration, voicing some mind-blowing plans. What the fuck does Igor have to do with this? I'm sorry. I mean, if he has a few Thors on there, he doesn't need NASA or any rockets. Why? Why is he... Listen, if I started my own fucking country, and I'm saying I'm going to take this country and all the motherfuckers in it, and I'm going to put them in space, inside of a, I don't know, space station or some kind of orbital nonsense, because at this point, I don't see any other schematics for what he's planning to do. And I'm going to be honest with you, it seems like Igor and the crew are way behind schedule. So if I was in Asgardians, I'd be like, no, check yourself, fool. You ain't going to charge me shit. Let me see the plans for that space station. This is why I lost a lot of listeners to this. Some people hold on tight to the ufology gods. They hold on to their giblets like at the bottom of the giblets is a pit that goes endlessly into that good night. And they hold on. Like really, Igor probably couldn't sleep because his giblets were tight. Really tight. Like someone was squeezing his giblets every night because without him, they could not be saved. Anyway, let me just move on. The article also says over 69 to 72, the world saw 6 crewed Apollo missions, but 12 astronauts on the lunar surface. So fucking what? Who's looking at the numbers? Come on! Igor, shut the fuck up. Connolly and Werkheiser told the meeting participants that the next mission would allow a crew of 2 to spend 6.5 days on the moon, performing 4 walks, and doing extensive scientific work. Those of you who listen to UFO Buster Radio, and really any other podcast that has to do with ufology, UFOs, aliens, and all that other fun shit, you know that no one gives 2 flying fucks whether or not an astronaut spends 6+ days on the moon hopping around like they're in Alice in Wonderland, or they saw their first fucking unicorn ever in life. No one cares the fuck about that. Get your ass up there to Mars. Get yourself up there to the moon. Do your shit. I don't need a fucking report 2019 about what the fuck someone's gonna do 2024. 6.5 days and 20... No, I don't care. I really don't. Because even SpaceX has shown you that the base laid plans are going to be fucked eventually. And they're actually doing shit. They're actually building rockets. They're experimenting. They're shooting shit up and hoping it lands back. Yeah. According to the rest of your boy, Igor Asherbelli, and his crew, the Asgardians, minus the Thor hammer, the Marshall Space Center engineer by the name of Greg Shavers said that all technical companies willing to build landers for the future missions will have to be able to ensure a minimum of 35 kilograms return capacity, but preferably 100 kilograms. Yeah, so basically, Mr. Chavers is saying, if you bid on this, like you're going to build a vehicle to go up to the moon, in our first mission, post the Apollo missions, your ass better be able to bring back a heavy load for us to study. What more is there to study? Like you claim that astronauts went to the moon, and you claim that they brought back a bunch of shit, NASA. But you want someone now, 2019, to build a craft to bring a bunch of shit back so you can study because apparently you didn't have enough. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Asgardia is reporting on Space News whether or not it's a tactic to convince people to turn their back on NASA, turn their back on any other space program, and only believe in what they're trying to say. Listen, I joined a group. I would join a group if they had some kind of enchanted hammer and tights and shit and a fucking red cape as part of their citizenship. I would join those fuckers, yeah. Call me Thor Manny. Thor Moonraker. That's what you need to call me. Fuck, I do not like Asgardia, and I probably lost another half dozen people. That's the way it is. Check out this song.
Saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I
Yeah, I just want to get to know you because I am Manny Moonraker, and I appreciate the fact that you guys listen, no matter what country you're in. To be honest, it could be Brazil, China, Canada, Australia, the United States, of course, because that's where I reside, Russia, India, Japan. I appreciate all of you guys. You have no idea. It is a dog-eat-dog world when it comes to podcasting, especially if you talk about UFOs, space, and all that other nonsense. It is rough out there, I'm telling you. Like, you cannot step out of your door and say you're a podcaster without the KY jelly, because someone's going to try to screw you over. Hashtag no fucks given. Now, the rest of this situation, I'm not going to talk about any other news reports other than the folks that we really kind of dug into just a little bit, and that is Asgardia, 2 S's please, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Asgardia. There's an article on the Asgardia website, and you know what? I don't give a flying fuck. I will link that for you in the description. As a matter of fact, all the links are in the description. So if you feel like you want to put on the fucking cape and get a hammer, check out the link to Asgardia, because you may be a future mayor of whatever fucking town it is. Yeah. You could be Thor. You could like yield thunder and lightning wherever the fuck you want. Like, you could be at work and someone tells you, damn, the shit you left on the shitter stinks. You could hit him with some fucking thunder and lightning. It'll be over. Totally over. Because you are truly a citizen of Asgardia. The article is called Asgardia Connects with the National Space Office of Angola. Oh my god, I feel like I just threw up in my mouth a few times. By the way, Asgardians as of today total 1,059,979. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do any further research, but I remember back in the day when they were first doing their run, trying to get people to sign up to be citizens and put their name on the little CubeSat that they were sending up into space, low orbit, mind you, to a few months later crash and burn and be fucking meaningless. I swear this number was much higher than this. But anyway, as of today, as of the date of this podcast, November 2nd, 2019, there are 1,059,979 Asgardians on the planet Earth. Yeah, because you know what? You know why you're on the planet Earth? Because Igor has not gotten his space station together yet. No, he has not. So you go and create some kind of fucking uprising. Yeah, go against the fucking grain. Shout at him that there is no fucking space station a year later. The article, of course, I told you about is about Asgardia connecting with the Angola Space Office. How the fuck does Angola have a space office? Asgardia Minister of Information and Communication, Lena De Wine, because she drinks a lot of it, had an offline conversation with Zolana Ruiz Oyaoli. That's the way I pronounced it, so don't hate me. The general manager of the National Space Program Management Office of Angola at the International Astronautical Congress in Washington, D.C. How the fuck do these people get to Washington, D.C. to have some kind of a fucking astronautical... I can't do this. Can someone tell me when in the flying fuck did Angola shoot up a rocket that ended up anywhere besides in the fucking ocean? I'm going to take my time. I'm going to have a moment of silence. Let me just go grab my vodkas and let me just drink this while you guys look that up. I'm serious. This is a real break. Yeah, never. Yeah, you folks looked up 0. Angola, what the fuck did they launch? When did they launch it? And where the fuck did they go? It wasn't anywhere near the moon or Mars or even fucking low orbit as far as I'm concerned. But apparently to the folks at Asgardia, this was a very important discussion to have. According to them, they discussed the different issues and agreed to continue communications on topics that are of mutual interest. I would assume that Asgardia is looking to take over space. Full spatial, complete control and domination over anything that's in low orbit. It may be a little higher because that's their nation. Their nation rules in that area. I don't fucking know. What the fuck is Asgardia doing? According to their article, because this is from their site, check the link in the description. Click on it. Don't be scared. Click on it. I'm not making this shit up, Billy. I'm not. This is shit that is basically based on a real news article from a real organization, from a real individual that says that he's creating a fucking country that I'm reporting about, Billy. That's all it is. Bill Weister, Billinator. Big boy Bill. Pull yourself up by your big girl panties. And I know you don't want to. Folks, let me just whisper to Bill. I know you don't want to. But you should click on the link. Yeah, the link on the description. And fucking get some knowledge. And the thing is that this is, again, it is the satirical podcast about all shit's bullshit when it comes to ufology, space, and anything else. This, Billy Boy, is bullshit. Yeah. Angola is among African countries that recently announced a program to develop their space program and are expected to launch a satellite in the coming years. I'm sorry if I sounded like a Texas Rattler, but that was years with an S. Yeah, years. So if your nation that goes by the name of Asgardia is playing around, playing footsies with a country that just announced they're going to space in a few years, your fucking country is not going anywhere. Hashtag, that's the way the fuck it is. While Asgolas, see, I just said Asgolas. You might as well, fuck, they're the same country now. You guys fucked up. While Angola's first telecom satellite called GooseSat-1 failed, oh fuck, there's your sign. Failed not long after reaching orbit in 2017. God, are you fucking serious? If you are a citizen of Asgardia, quit the fuck now. Defect. No country is going to take you, but just defect just for the matter of principle. Just because you defected, it's good. Let me continue. The article says that GooseSat-1 failed not long after reaching orbit in 2017 due to the fault of the Russians. Are you fucking blaming the Russians? Does anyone not blame the Russians? Does it? As a matter of fact, if I had the Russian national anthem, I play it right now. But apparently the folks in Angola are blaming the Russians. They said that the Russians, upper stage, fucked up their chances to be space superstars. The sub-Saharan African nation will get a second shot at the satellite ownership with a planned 2020 launch of GooseSat-2 because we really give two fucks about it. Insurance worth $121 million on Agusat 1 will go toward Agusat 2, while Russia covers the remaining $199 million to broadcast and media to Africa. I don't give two flying fucks. I'll be honest with you. Angola shot up a whatever the fuck it was, a satellite, and now they're saying the Russians fucked that up. Really? Are you shitting me? The Russians? The Russians? How the fuck can the Russians fuck up your satellite? No. Listen, you guys in South Africa who listen to UFO Buster Radio, don't get your butt hurts about this. I'm sorry, Angola. Chances are your record, your fucking satellite, your satellite was 24.589 worth as much as a loose leaf paper. So you can't blame the Russians. Are you serious? If you were dumb enough to pay the Russians all that kind of money and you didn't trust them in their technology, that's your fucking fault. Nobody else's, not even the Russians. Fuck, did you guys know that the Russians even created their own space shuttle? Many of you didn't even know that. There was a space shuttle created by the Russians at the same time the United States had their space shuttle program going on. Most people don't know that. Most people don't even realize that. And you know what? The bitches look the same. So, if you want to say the Russians are copycats, fine. But they're copycatting the best technology they can find in the world. So even with that said, Angola, that means your particular craft was basically worth about as much as somebody wiping their ass with some toilet paper. You basically fucked up. You copied the wrong schematics for your craft. It was a POS. I mean, just admit it. Fuck. This is UFO Buster Radio. I'm Manny Moonraker, and I will call you out. You need to think about it, Angola. Stop fucking around. Your shit was beneath the monkeys or the dogs that Russia sent into space. I mean, really, those fuckers could have probably put together a better satellite than you planned to. I will be honest to you. And a lot of people won't tell you that, but I'm going to do it because no one really listens to me. Because I'm Manny Moonraker, and I am on a podcast that talked about ufology, and people don't really give two fucks about the truth. Angola, you fucked up. Go back to the drawing board. Leave the fucking Russians alone. They got their own shit to worry about. Like Elon Musk. Yeah. Because Elon has a dream. It's a magnificent dream. It's a dream that continues to evolve regarding space. And I guarantee you, Manny Moore, I will be there. When the Mark 1 takes off, I will be there. I will shoot some video. You guys who follow the fuck out of Manny Moonraker will see it. I will be there. I want to see the Mark 1 take off. I want to feel the massive power of those Raptor engines. But above that, I want to bring that to you like you were there. That's my goal. I'm Manny Moonraker, not Roomraker. That's the Roomba automatic robot cleaner thing. And I thank you for listening. And even though it's Saturday, most of you guys are drunk like me. I enjoyed that. But, a lot of times I'm lost in a dream. I might be lost in a dream that was started by the Space Shuttle program and ended right now happening with Elon Musk. That's the name of the next track. It's called Lost on a Dream. Ciao.